Akashi was brought out of his slumber by the sound of his phone. He picked it up and turned the alarm off. 12 a.m. January 12, 2021. Oh, it's our 4th anniversary as a couple already. I want to be the first one to greet him. Akashi and Bokuto's private chat. Bokuto-san. Happy 4th anniversary and good morning. I love you. Please clear up your schedule later in the evening. We'll be going somewhere. After sending his greeting to Bokuto, Akashi waited for a little while to see if his Bokuto-san is awake and will reply. 10 minutes later. No reply. 15 minutes later. Still no reply. Maybe he is fast asleep. Anyways, it's okay. Although at the back of his mind, he is a bit disappointed because Bokuto was the one to greet first for the last 3 years. After waiting for Bokuto's reply for a little while longer, which never came, Akashi just decided to let it pass and go back to sleep. He sets his alarm on to 7 a.m. on the morning of their anniversary. The sound of Akashi's alarm filled his entire room. He rubbed his eyes, reached for his phone and checked if Bokuto already replied. But to no avail, there wasn't a reply nor a greeting from his Bokuto-san. I wonder what he's up to. He couldn't have forgotten what today is, hasn't he? But even if he did forget, I already greeted him last midnight. He should have remembered the moment he reads my messages. Akashi then just decided to shrug the overthinking off and chose to prepare to go to school. At school. As soon as Akashi arrived, he immediately went to their club room to check if Bokuto was already there. He was walking in their school's hallways with his hands inside his pocket, clutching the gift that he wanted to give to Bokuto later on their date that he planned. When he arrived in the club room, to his surprise, not even a shadow of Bokuto was there. Maybe he's already in his class. Akashi decided to go to Bokuto's classroom next. He was walking down the hallways again and he was clutching his anniversary gift. However, as he drew closer to Bokuto's classroom, there was a tingling sensation inside his stomach that felt uncomfortable. His uneasiness grew as he drew closer to the classroom. But still Akashi continued walking. As he finally arrived at Bokuto's classroom, he went to the window to peek inside if his Bokuto is there. Where is he? Akashi's eyes wandered all over the room, until it landed on someone's back. A very familiar back. It was Bokuto. He was standing near the back row. However, instead of feeling happy that he finally found his Bokuto-san, Akashi felt like his world was shattered. Akashi cannot believe what he just saw. Akashi's eyes began to become teary. So he turned his back, looked up and thought. So this is what he was up to. But because of the faith he had in Bokuto, he decided to take a second look. Maybe that was just bad timing. Bokuto-san won't cheat on me. Akashi faced Bokuto's door again and he saw. Unable to contain the sudden burst of negative feeling inside him, Akashi ran away, as fast as he could. His mind was blank, he did not where to go nor what to do. He did not want to go home because he'll just be remembering what he saw earlier, nor does he want to remain at school. It's our 4th anniversary today and this is what happened. Akashi cried while walking. He was walking mindlessly and he just let his feet take him to wherever. He was just looking down. He continued walking until he looked up and realized that he was in front of their classroom. He looked around and saw that nobody was in the hallway. So class already started. But since I'm already here, might as well go inside. Man up, Akashi. Instead of going home, Akashi decided to go inside his classroom. He greeted his teacher and classmates, apologized for being late and quickly went on his seat. As he was seating, his mind drifted off to what he saw earlier and his tears began drifting down again. So he decides to put his head on the table to hide his face, worried that maybe his classmates and sensei would see him crying out of nowhere. I hate this. Despite what I saw earlier, I hate to admit that I still feel the strong love that I have for him. I hate this feeling, Bokuto-san. I hate you. Akashi, with his head on the table, slowly submerged in his sad thoughts. After a while, Akashi drifted to sleep, away from the sadness that he felt. January 12, 2021, 11:03 a.m. Today, Akashi's forest is dark. The trees that surround him are sad and all he can see are butterflies with broken wings. Akashi was drifting in his sleep. He completely forgot that he was at school. He was happy in his sleep. He was away from the pain that he felt when he was awake. In his dream, he was with his Bokuto-san already. Akashi was there, watching Bokuto turn from one mood to another. He was there. He was by his Bokuto-san's side. It was him. I'm his dream, there wasn't anybody else. 12:55 p.m. Akashi, as he was asleep, became completely oblivious of his surroundings. Little did he know. There was someone who dragged a table, put it beside his and sat on it. Bokuto was there. Bokuto's point of view. Bokuto did not know that Akashi saw anything earlier. He was unaware of Akashi's feelings. Instead, he was so excited to tell Akashi the news that they will only have half day for school and that they would have more time to spend together on their anniversary. Hey sleepyhead. We can go have a date today. Face with hearts, hearts. Prepare yourself because I devised the perfect plan for you. Hearts. Bokuto was already there for almost an hour, waiting. But Akashi still did not wake up from his sleep. Bokuto decided to wait for a little while longer, before he will break a news to his sleeping beauty. But Akashi was still fast asleep. 2 p.m. Bokuto was so excited he couldn't contain himself anymore. He decided to wake Akashi up. Hey. Akashi. Wake up. Wake up. Hearts. Akashi felt the shaking of his shoulder. With his heavy eyes, he slowly opened them. Akashi looked up, trying to figure out who was shaking his shoulder. His vision was blurry. Not until he heard. Hey. I said wake up, baby. Happy 4th anniversary. Hearts, lots of hearts. Agaswai. Face with pleading eyes, beating heart. We'll go on a date later. Hearts. I'm so excited. Hearts. Akashi was dumbfounded. He did not expect to see his Bokuto-san. More so, he did not expect him to be acting all natural given what he saw earlier. Akashi stared at Bokuto. 5 minutes later and Akashi was still staring at Bokuto. Flashes of what he saw earlier came rushing back to his mind. He thought he escaped it already. But he was wrong. On the other hand, Bokuto was confused on why Akashi was just staring at him. Oya. Akashi. Baby, are you okay? Face with pleading eyes. Bokuto tried to cup Akashi's face with his hands. But Akashi's mind went blank. All he could remember was earlier. Out of control, Akashi stood up abruptly. He looked down at Bokuto with eyes that are about to cry. Or, he did cry. Akashi. What happened to you? As Bokuto was about to reach for Akashi's face again, Akashi suddenly turned his back and walked towards the door. Akashi. Face with pleading eyes. I said what happened to you? Loudly crying face. Why are you not answering me? Face with pleading eyes, loudly crying face. But instead of answering his Bokuto-san, Akashi walked out the door like he hasn't heard a thing. Bokuto was confused. He had no idea why Akashi was ignoring him. Nor did he have any idea why he was crying. Not until a click suddenly popped up into his mind. Don't tell me he saw me with Y/N earlier? Did my Agashi get the wrong idea? Did he think I was cheating on him? Being convinced that it was what made Akashi act up like that, Bokuto couldn't help but smile. My Agashi is jealous. Face with pleading eyes. But, why loudly crying faces. He was also worried that his plan for later will be ruined if Akashi still won't talk to him. After an internal debate with himself, he decided to text Akashi. Bokuto and Akashi's private chat. Agashi. I'm sad. You won't talk to me. Please rest up and tell me what's wrong later. I promise I'll listen to you and explain. Face with pleading eyes, loudly crying face. I'll still pick you up at 8 o'clock, okay? I love you, Akashi. Everything's okay, my baby. We'll be okay. After texting Akashi, Bokuto looked up and tried to think about what if Akashi would not believe him. He let out a loud sigh. But instead of sulking like what he would usually do, Bokuto thought of something else instead. Akashi, whatever it is that you are thinking, your baby owl is here. I'm not cheating on you. And I won't ever cheat on my baby. Face with pleading eyes. Don't worry, Agashi. I'll make sure to make you happy later. Wait for me. January 12, 2021. 3:07 p.m. Akashi, your Bokuto-san. Pledge to you whenever you need support, I'll be your backbone. Whatever happens, I got you. Akashi, this minor setback. I'll make sure to make this the biggest comeback. January 12, 2021. 7:30 p.m. After those so many events that happened earlier, Akashi was in his room. He was holding his phone, reading Bokuto's messages over and over again. What should I do? Why did I even walk away instantly? Why didn't I let him explain? Akashi was deep in his thought. He wanted to reply to Bokuto so bad. But something was stopping him. He laid down on his bed, and he stared at his ceiling. Akashi remained like that for quite a while. He was contemplating on what he should do. Shall I go? On the other hand, Bokuto being the man that he is, he can't sit still. He wanted to see his Agashi so bad. He wanted to explain. Bokuto wanted to assure Akashi that he is Akashi's and his only. That's it? I can't take it. I'm going. I'm not gonna let this go on anymore. I really need to see him already. That being said, Bokuto got up and drove as fast as he can to see his Akashi. Akashi and Bokuto's private chat. 7:40 p.m. Agashi. I know I said I'll pick you up at 8, but I'm already outside your house. Baby, come down here please. Face with pleading eyes. Akashi jumped in shock when he heard consecutive message alerts from his phone. He quickly got up and read the messages. Thought balloon, he's what? Flushed face without a second thought, Akashi rose up from bed and changed his clothes as fast as he can. After he finished, he quickly grabbed his gift on the bedside table and ran down the pavement, closing the door behind him shut. Bokuto's car was parked a few meters away from Akashi's house. He could see his Bokuto-san on the front seat. Akashi then walked up to the car, opened the door to the passenger seat and sat down quietly inside. Agashi. Hey. I love you. You look beautiful tonight, my baby. Akashi did not reply to Bokuto's greeting. He just stared outside the window. Bokuto on the other hand did not care that Akashi did not answer him. Instead he intertwined their fingers, kissed Akashi's hand, and started driving. Where are we going? The ride was silent for a change. After roughly an hour of driving, they stopped on what seems to be a mountain top. Bokuto went out of the car, and went to Akashi's side to open up the door for him. Agaswai! Come here. Although confused, Akashi followed what Bokuto told him. Bokuto intertwined their fingers and he pulled Akashi towards a tent he set up earlier near the edge. What are we doing? Bokuto-san. Instead of answering Akashi's question, Bokuto let go of his hand, left Akashi on his own and went back to the car. Akashi did not mind, instead he was mesmerized by the view of the city. It was magical up there. Oh! Akashi gasped when he suddenly felt Bokuto's hands around his waist and Bokuto's chin over his shoulder. And as though his hands have their own brain, it moved themselves to lay over Bokuto's that was on his waist. Look at the stars, baby. Instead of answering, Akashi followed what Bokuto told him to do. The stars, it was indeed beautiful. They remained like that for a while. Silent but peaceful. After what almost felt like forever, Akashi decided to break the silence. He wanted answers, and he knew he won't get them by staying silent. Bokuto-san. I wanted to tell you something. Go on, baby. Akashi took a deep breath. He was ready to voice all his questions and feelings out. Why? Why did you do that earlier? I just did not understand. Why did you have to hug her? Why did you have to put your face that close to hers? Did you kiss her? Is she better than me? Do you not want to be together anymore? Last midnight, I texted you. I greeted you. A happy anniversary, but you did not reply. Then came morning, you still did not even text me nor let me know where you are. I looked for you, Bokuto-san. But all I ended up finding and seeing was that. Why of all things do I have to see that? Why, Bokuto-san? Do you not love me? Any Akashi was cut off of his talking when Bokuto suddenly pulled him in for a hug. A long, tight hug. There was silence. And the hug lasted, as if no one was willing to let go of the other. Bokuto decided to talk then. Akashi. Don't cry. Akashi, please listen and do remember. I did not cheat on you and I have no plan on cheating on you. Not ever. The reason that I wasn't able to read your messages and reply to them was entirely my fault. Loudly crying face, I don't even know if you'll believe me, but yesterday? The only thing that was on my mind is that I wanted to surprise you with the best date. I wanted to bring you to someplace nice and I wanted to make this anniversary another memorable one. So I was scrolling through my phone like crazy, undecided of where I'll bring you that I even brought my phone to the toilet. Believe me, Akashi, I was so focused on what I was doing that I jumped when I heard the voice of my cousin. Then, I think you already know what happened to my phone and that girl earlier? That was Y/N. She is the daughter of my mother's sister who is now based on Kyoto. You did not know her because this is the first time that she came here. The last time I saw her was when I was in junior high school and my family visited her family in Kyoto. I was bickering with her all night, telling her to buy me a new phone because she was the reason I broke mine. She was so persistent that she won't, that when she came to school and brought me a new phone, I was happy. I was even happier when she suggested this idea, this date idea. She suggested to me things that can make you happy. That is why I hugged her. I just thanked her and I was just teasing her. As they were hugging, Akashi was listening intently to what Bokuto was saying. Although he is having a bit of a problem digesting every single word that came out of his Bokuto-san's mouth because he was talking too fast. He did not mind. The only thing that was circling in his head was that his Bokuto-san did not cheat on him. That already made him at peace. But Agashi, loudly crying face, I'm sorry if that made you sad. I'm sorry if I did not. Explain earlier, loudly crying face, I'm sorry if I'm a worthless boyfriend because I made my Agashi I cry, loudly crying face, but please see, no, you mean so much to me, I don't even know how much I care about you. Maybe even more than I care about myself. I would do anything for you. I will because I love seeing you happy. Baby, you are special to me. You are the only one that I am afraid of losing, and the only one that I want to spend the rest of my life with. Akashi baby, you literally complete me. I love you. I love you enough that I'm willing to lose the title of being one of the best spiker. Akashi's laugh escaped when he heard Bokuto's last line. Bokuto-san, thank you. I love you too. I'm sorry for doubting you. After hearing that, Bokuto then smiled widely. Akashi. Happy 4th anniversary. Loudly crying face, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes. I love you so much, smiling face with heart-shaped eyes, loudly crying face. I love you too, Bokuto-san. Happy 4th anniversary. Here's my gift, by the way. I'm sorry if it's all I could get. Bokuto's eyes sparkled. He was like a child that was just given the most expensive toy car in the world. Bokuto opened the box and he saw a bracelet inside. Bokuto felt that he was about to cry, especially after reading what was engraved onto the bracelet. You will always be my person. Due to his happiness, Bokuto couldn't contain himself anymore. He wanted to kiss Akashi so bad. Bokuto pulled Akashi in and they poured all the feeling they had for each other on that kiss. It was a kiss that sealed them together again. January 12, 2021, 11:59 p.m. Bokuto and Akashi, that night, enveloped by the cold gentle breeze, embraced by each other's warmth. Under the light of millions of stars, above the world, they kissed each other and thought, ah, this is what love is supposed to feel.
Hi guys, nice to meet you. This is me. I'm the face behind the Rooster Simp, and this is kind of like a voice or face reveal that I promised you. I know I've searched up YouTubers who have also done voice and face reveal, and all I saw was those edits, and I don't know how to do it, so I ended up doing this. I don't even know what I'm doing, and yeah, I just wanted to say hi. How have you been? I know I've been away for quite a while, but I've got busy with school. So yeah, nice to meet you. And if you're wondering, yes, I'm about to go to sleep.